Good evening. This is a House of Inspiration. This is Rosie McGlynn. I'm really talked out now. My social body's now depleted.
Oh no, Sheen, you started with whoop. Just woke me up.
Oh, that's
Right.
good. Good morning.
Good morning. Such a lovely summer we have. Mona Bashara here.
Rosie McGlynn. House of Inspiration podcast. I told you I'm depleted as hell.
And we have a special guest today with us.
Oh, gorgeous Kirsty Martin. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, listen, we totally appreciate your time. I'm out of breath now. We know, obviously, you're a very, very, very busy lady. And
Yes.
a busy makeup artist.
Thanks.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself and then we'll dive right into it?
Talking about myself. So I've been a makeup artist now for 10 years this year, which is a bit insane. Started when I was 18, and I have just always been interested in makeup. And when I was at high school, I was just saying I had a girl the year above me who I absolutely loved, and she came into school with like the brightest like cut creases and everything, and I just thought this was the coolest thing ever. And I was like, I want to do what you do. And so from that I then went to college for 3 years, got my HND in makeup, and from there just became self-employed, and here I am 10 years.
Living the dream.
Oh,
Years later, still doing makeup.
10 years, but I guess the journey wasn't always easy, yeah?
Yeah, no, there was no easy way. Hard work, time, grafting, networking, you name it. Yeah.
So how did you start? So how did you gain your clients, first of all?
I gained my clients from originally, 10 years ago, that's when I kind of started it. I remember at my 18th birthday, my mum got me a makeup chair and a kit case. And I started building up, I got makeup brushes, and I was like, I'm going to take this seriously. And I just started advertising on Facebook, been like, do you want their makeup done for like £5-10? Like anything, just to cover the cost of eyelashes, and here we go. So I just started doing my friends that I went to school with. That was that. And then I got offered, there was a makeup artist called Danielle Roberts. She is still going and amazing. And she done a competition to win what's it called? Work experience with her for a week. And I remember everyone was like, Kirsty, you should enter it. And I was like, no, I'm never going to win it. I literally entered it the day of it closing. So I think everybody hated me that I ended up winning it the day of. And I was like, But when work experience with her, it was amazing. And then I got offered a job at a makeup studio in Hamilton. And then I worked there. And that was that.
So how long did you work in Hamilton then? Are you still there?
Yeah,
or?
I'm still based in Hamilton, even
Okay.
though I travel all over. But majority of the time, still been in Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kirsty, so obviously starting your journey, and you knew, shout out to Steph McKinley, by the way.
Stephanie McKinley, we love you.
That's amazing, and like still an amazing practicing like makeup artist.
Yeah, love her.
And I obviously, Steph worked at Urban Decay next to me at Mac, and that's how I know when you said her name there, she was your inspiration. I was like, oh my God, I love that.
I just used to be like, how do you have time in the morning to sit and do your makeup like this? I love the half an hour extra in bed.
I know, I used to do my makeup on the train, still do it at traffic lights, not recommended. But yeah, so from that, like you obviously had that passion like quite early on.
Yeah.
And obviously passion, I think, if like in a creative industry, is something that can come and go at times.
100%.
Because you can get bored with it, you can kind of lose your motivation if things aren't going your way.
Yep.
Or you can have that goal for yourself and it's not panning out. So how do you keep yourself motivated? And like, did you ever, if you ever went like in the journey of success, if you ever thought to yourself, I don't want to do this, it's too hard.
Doing makeup? Yep. I think that's totally natural. I remember when I was at high school, what my inspiration back then was, I loved buying the OK magazine. Every single week I bought it. Every single week without fail. And I just thought this was so cool. Like, they get their makeup done for these photo shoots, and I just wanted to do this one day. And yeah, that was my inspiration back then. Lo and behold, years later, I would do makeup for OK magazine. That was like my biggest pinch me moment. But now I do love still watching films, TikTok. I think you find inspiration from everywhere now. But yeah, you definitely have moments, and I think take into consideration personal life, because see, when you're a makeup artist, I think people think this is you 24/7. So when hard times come in life, I think sometimes I'm like, I just need a wee breather, but sometimes you can't have a wee breather in this job. But no, I love my job. I'm so passionate about it. I think that's the number one thing you need to be when doing makeup or a creative job. If you're not passionate about it, that's
Then
the
it's no
number
point
one
to
step.
do it.
Yeah.
So what was, you see, what was the hardest thing in your journey? Because now you're quite successful. You do makeup for celebrities, yes. You travel, travel everywhere, UK. You go outside UK as well?
Yeah, I've been outside UK, yeah.
So what was the hardest things for you on the beginning that you thought, right, that's it, I'm gonna quit? Was anything like this, or you did believe in yourself and you had a goals and that's what you were focusing on?
Honestly, I think the hardest part probably was the negativity surrounding makeup. I think I am very lucky that I had a great family and my friends all supported me. But I think even it took me a good couple of years to actually believe in yourself. And I remember at college lectures, I had meltdowns every single week, I think, because I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm comparing myself to everybody. I'm never going to make it. Why am I doing this? Yeah, I just was comparing myself all the time. And yeah, then you're like, you can't make money in makeup, you can't do this. And I was like, this is getting a lot. And at times I always thought, I should go be a primary teacher. I love to work with children. I'm like, I should just go be a nursery teacher or something. So yeah, I feel like actually trying to push past that barrier of, you can make a job out of this, and actually need positivity and people to believe in you and to believe in myself, because I found it hard at the start. But yeah, I always think if you're passionate about it and you have a goal.
I always say comparison, like, although somebody else has obviously said it at some point, not coining the phrase, but comparison is the thief of talent, because the minute you look on, like, social media is a massive thing, because you compare yourself consistently. And do you still do that, Kirsty, even though you're super successful? Do you still get that imposter syndrome?
1000%. Yeah, and I think that's such a hard thing, and I try to tell people not to compare themselves. I'm like, there is enough clients for everybody. We should be supporting everyone. Like, I have so many friends in this industry and I love it, and I support them and they do amazing things and I'm so proud of them, and vice versa.
But not everybody is like that. As a makeup
1000%.
artist.
1000%. This industry is a hard industry.
That's what I wanted to say. It's not always very kind.
No.
Industry, and
1000%.
It's too many women, I think.
I know. We're feisty people. Yeah, we're feisty people.
I'm kidding, but I think it's difficult because you have
it's market's oversaturated. Sorry, Mona. I'm saying it when I remember, because it's. I think we've.
It's good you're backing me up here with my English. Thank you very much.
I do very much think we've. I don't mean allowed. That's the wrong word, but the market's so oversaturated that I think it's a case of. And listen, I support anybody that's chasing a dream or is getting a side hustle or money from anywhere, because you're out coining it, and well done to you. But I think it's just in this kind of time and space, like, because, like, again, back in the day, like, nobody really got their makeup done. So like now, like, I think people like see an overnight journey or an overnight without seeing and understanding the full story. They're saying yes to every single gig. They're saying yes to every makeup. They're doing free makeups. They're doing free whatever it is we're needing to do, because they think, like, and again, there's no harm to courses, because we all need to update our skills, as we were talking about before cameras were rolling. But it's like, as Tony Robbins says as well, it's like nobody sees that. I love Tony Robbins. Nobody sees that, of that kind of journey of the crying, the doubting yourself, the unworthiness,
failing,
and failing miserably at some points. You know, to get to like this sort of goal. And what's your, have you experienced any negativity in social media, and what's your viewpoint on that?
Again, I feel like I have been pretty lucky that I haven't really had bad comments on that. And obviously, my number one tip that I always have said to kind of be successful, what it says, have your wee niche, and that was trying not to compare yourself to others as well, because I remember it was years ago when I assisted another makeup artist, and I feel like they gave me the best advice, because that was when 2017, I think it was 2017, 2018, when it was a lot of the heavy cut crease makeup, you name it, which I thought amazing, but it wasn't my style. And I just was like, how are people going to book me when this isn't my style?
Yeah.
And then this makeup artist, it was Adam Burrell, a celebrity makeup artist, insane, absolutely love him. He was like, Kirsty, what do you want to do with your makeup though? Like, where do you want to do it? And I was like, well, I do love doing like red carpets. I'd love to do that in photo shoots and different things. And he was like, well, do you see this kind of makeup on the red carpets? And I'm like, no, not really. I'm like, I'm more a soft glam person. And he's like, well, keep doing what you're doing then. Why do you need to do that? Like, that's not what you want to do. And I was like, true. And so then I realised people come to me because that's the style.
This is the style,
that they like
it's your
for
label,
me.
yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, like,
Great advice.
just do what you know best.
Feel good.
And what you feel confident. And that's what I love doing. I'm like, if somebody came to me and wants to have a really big cut crease in that right now, I'm still like, it's not my favourite thing, but that's okay.
It's okay. I'll do it. That's okay. Yeah. And do you remember your first celebrity?
Yeah.
Were you like super nervous?
Oh gosh, yeah. My first celeb was Jemma Lucy.
Oh,
Do you remember Jemma Lucy from X on the Beach? Yes.
That's right, aye.
I remember I was.
Because where is she now?
I don't know. I honestly
used to
don't
be
know.
everywhere.
Yeah, back 2017, 2018 this was, and I was working for a tanning company down in England, and they had like modelling shows and different things, and they were like, Kirsty, we've got a VIP client coming in, can you do their makeup? And I'm like, yeah, cool. And I was like, okay. And I remember she wanted like bright pink makeup, like neon pink, and again I was like, this isn't even my kind of thing. And I was like, oh no. But we done it, she loved it, it was fine. Yeah, that was my very, very first one.
And that's how it started. So just
Yeah, and then
word of mouth after that, or
definitely, I think I always say this to people, word of mouth. Like, don't talk bad about anybody.
Of course not.
Be nice. Keep learning. You can always learn. So that's like making this job. I feel there's always new products coming out. Train yourself in different things. Like, yeah, I'll never stop learning. And so yeah, word of mouth. But I remember my other second celeb was Helen Flanagan, who I'm good friends with now. And I remember it was a photographer that I met at a pageant working, and she was like, oh, I'm going to recommend you to my friend. And I was like, okay, cool. She's like, I've recommended you to Helen. That was how she messaged me. I'm going to recommend you to Helen. And I really replied, Helen who? Helen who? And then I got an Instagram message from Helen Flanagan being like, hi darling, like,
Did you think it was fake?
Genuinely, I did. I actually did for a second, until I actually got a detective and had to go and do my digging. And yeah, she was like, are you free for makeup tomorrow by any chance? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. And so that was when I done her makeup, and I thought, she'll maybe want me every couple of weeks if she likes me. Who knows? Helen's a woman that likes getting her makeup done, so I was with her every 3 times a week, 4 times a week sometimes. Got to the fact that I ended up having a suitcase at her house, and I just started doing it very regular. So yeah, then from her, word of mouth, and then other celebs got me, and that was that.
And Kirsty, because obviously we were chatting before, like off camera, about, so you obviously were into makeup, like age 18. And then what made you go to college to do it as opposed to being self-taught?
I do think having a certificate just shows that you've worked hard and you know what you're doing. And that was the thing, I think I was a bit naive when I went to college. I think a lot of people probably do if you go to study makeup, thinking you're just going to literally be doing the physical makeup.
Oh, no.
And then you learn, oh no, there's a lot of writing involved.
Yes.
Which I'm actually quite thankful I've done, because let's be honest, I don't think a lot of people would know all that in-depth of stuff. So yeah, I just always thought that was the way to go, and I did enjoy college.
And then from there you got into, was it straight away you went into pageants? Because obviously you said that you worked for a tanning company, which I think is super important again. Staying within the realm, within the industry, and like from there you got Jemma Lucy, and then again through other networking. So what have I just asked you? Oh my God. As I told you, mentally.
What's wrong with you, my friend?
She was in the floor there. She was in the floor.
Honestly, I'm listening. Sorry, Kirsty, but yeah, with regards to like so you went into pageants straight from college. So, like, how did that come about?
That was a random one. So my friend Michelle was studying photography at college, and it was her graded unit, and she was like, Kirsty, do you mind doing makeup for my graded unit? And I was like, of course. Like, I was just starting out. I was like, of course. So went to the photo shoot, and the model was called Amy Isaac, and beautiful, got on with her great, was so lovely. And then she started talking, and I remember at that point she was something, I think she was Miss Earth Scotland, and I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, I have no idea. The only pageants I'd ever heard about was like Miss Scotland, Miss World, like Miss Universe, like the big ones. And I remember my mum used to always talk about watching Miss World on TV back in her days. Love you, Mum. And so, yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So she started telling me, she was like, yeah, I compete all over the UK, and then when you win the UK title, you go compete internationally. And I was like, that's quite cool. And so then at the end of the photo shoot, Amy was like, oh, like, how are you getting home? And I was like, my papa's coming to get me, don't worry. And she was like, I'll take you home. Then we found out we only lived 2 streets apart. And then I was like, who knew? And she was like, by the way, I've got a photo shoot coming up to get headshots done for another pageant. And she was like, do you want to do my makeup? And I was like, yeah, why not? So done that makeup, and then she posted it, and other pageant girls started messaging me, being like, oh, can I get you? And I was like, I'm up in Scotland, sorry. And they were like, you should come to Manchester. And I was like, okay. And I was like, Amy, is this really worthwhile? Like, is this worth it? And she was like, no, yeah, pageants are a big thing. And I was like, okay. And so, yeah, we went to a pageant called Galaxy Pageants, and down in Manchester. Went down there, and I think it was like a 4-day weekend. The pageant was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Because they have these different parties and different finals every night. And so I remember doing like sometimes 15 clients in a day. It was mental. It was long because they do interviews in the morning, and you need to have them ready for like 8 o'clock in the morning. And so I'd be starting to make up at like 4:30, and I'd be like, this is mental. So yeah, through pageants, there was a photographer called Stacey Clark, and she done portfolio days for like models. And she was like, Kirsty, I'm always looking for makeup artists and hairdressers to like come do glam for models. And I was like, well, I'm on board. And again, she was based in Wales, and I was like, this is random. But yeah, and so at that time it was like you can get flights for like £20 to Wales, and I was like, do you know what's to miss? Do you know what I'm saying?
And now when you've got that hunger and drive,
yeah,
you actually just say yes.
Like, like I was just kind of, because you're just like, what's the worst it's going to be? Like, even if I only get one client, you're still going to get good pictures if I don't do one. So from Stacey, she at that point as well, she still does like celebs, weddings everywhere. She's so big, I love her. And so I didn't realise that she was friends with Helen, so then it was her that recommended me to Helen.
That's just expanded.
So I always just say, like, if I didn't do the pageants, I'd have never met Stacey. I'd never met my friend Amy, who we're best friends to this day. And from that, it just...
So it's being in the
so
right
if I didn't, say yes to that photo shoot for helping Michelle, I don't know what my path would be like now.
That's why we always say, if you're on the beginning of your journey, just you know, because I feel like now young boys, girls, they think, oh, if it's not worth it, I'm not going to do it. But it's not about that. It's not always about money. Sometimes it's about, okay, if I go somewhere, even if I'm not going to get good money for it, but I may meet somebody who knows somebody else, like it happens to you. It was the right time. You know, you were in the right place with, right people, and it just expanded. So I think sometimes it's worth to say yes to things. Although if you're so passionate about something,
that's what I was going to say, networking is the biggest thing. Like, and I even still to this day, I'm like working with different photographers and different hairdressers, and that gets your name out there when you're working with people, and you generally don't know who you're going to meet. Yeah,
I know, it's that like being humble and kind in it as well, which I think you massively are. Because again, like somebody like from Lanarkshire, not a massively wealthy area. Like, no offence to Lanarkshire,
no.
obviously we're all grateful for it and everything, but it's not a massively wealthy area. So I think there's that like inspiration and understanding there. Like, yes, like making sure that you're always on your game, saying yes to everything, and like Mona said, it's not always about like money and getting out your bed for a certain amount. It's that I'm saying yes to it because, again, the networking aspect to it.
And to be fair, I'll be honest, like, you're not making much money at the start, and I was thankful that still living with my mum, so I didn't really have big bills to pay or anything, so I could do these jobs that allowed me not to really make money. And
Kirsty, is there money to be made in makeup? Because we were obviously having that chat just before we started.
This industry, as I always say, it's always going to be around. It's never going to go out. People are always going to need their makeup for getting married, TV, film, any big event. It's just always going to be there, and there's always money, and great money. Like, let's be honest, see if you do wedding makeup.
Can I just ask out of interest on it? How do you price yourself? Like, do you what would you advise somebody to do when they're starting out as well?
So it was a different
I know that's an awkward one, by the way.
No,
because
I always remember asking other makeup artists myself. I was like, I don't really know how to price myself, but I think one, that definitely comes with experience. Like, if you're just starting out and you've done one wedding, I wouldn't be charging super through the roof. Two, as I always say as well, I do pride myself. I use high-end quality products, so I feel like that also pays. If you're wanting to offer a luxury service, you need to have the luxury products.
Of course, I agree with that.
I just think, that definitely comes with it. And be well-mannered, well-spoken to people, treat everybody with respect. I think it all comes part as one. And then the more experience, the more time you do it. Because I always remember, like, I was always so scared to maybe say, do maturer makeup, or I never wanted to do winged eyeliner on MD. That was it. I remember people would be like, maybe want a winged eyeliner? And I'm like, no, you don't need it. You don't need it. And I'm like, Kirsty, you need to get a grip and learn how to do this. Everyone's eye shapes are different, but the more experience you get on different faces, different skin types, different textures, skin tones, you name it. Now I can do a wee winged eyeliner in my sleep. But everyone clients like, how did you make that look so easy? I'm like, you just get used to it.
Practice makes perfect.
To my students, like, again, some of that. So I love a liner, I love a graphic liner, right? Yeah. But I used to say at the start, if somebody won't suit a liner, it's sometimes been a makeup artist that a bullshit.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you have to, they want a full winged eyeliner, but you know they don't have the eye shape or like something to take that.
Would you tell them?
No, I would do it. I would just say, okay, so actually what we could do is this, or we should do this. Yeah. This would look amazing. Yeah. So if somebody's saying that to you, I know, you're not getting a winged liner.
Even to this day, I'll still get the mothers, the brides that are like, I still love my blue eyeliner, and I'm like, or like a really grey, silver, sparkly eye.
I hate it.
And I'm like, I just need to be honest, because again, at the end of the day, I always say, I'm like, it's your reputation. So I'm like, I'm not going to make you look bad. I'm going to make you look the best that you can look. So you just say it in a nice way. Yeah. And I know we all do it, so.
And Kirsty, how important do you think social media is in your business, this business industry?
It's huge, it's massive. And it's crazy because there's some times in life that I'm like, I wish we could go back to like picking up the phone and just making an appointment. Because now I love social media and I wouldn't be anywhere without social media, because it is people tagging you, people recommending you, commenting. That has helped humongously in my business. But there's a lot of pressure that comes to social media. Again, I always say I am so thankful for it, but it does become like a full-time other job. Because you're like, oh, I'm trying to do my job as being a makeup artist, but I need to take content to post. And that took a bit of time for me. I mean, there's a lot of people better out that doing content than me. But
And do you post every day?
I should. I don't.
It's good to know. It's good to know that you don't.
No, I try to post.
Don't worry, you're in my club. That's fine.
I try to post regular. I do try to post regular. I love social media. It's great. I feel like that's where I met a lot of friends as well from industry and different events, and following people that I love and I get inspired by. Because that is so true. Like, there's a lot of like Australian makeup artists that I love.
Oh, same.
I would just love to live out there.
Let's move.
I know. There's a makeup. She's actually Mia Connor.
Oh, Mia Connor.
She's in London at the minute doing a masterclass, and I really wish I could have went just because I was working. It wouldn't have worked.
The Bondi Beach Babes, the glass skit. It's just the most amazing.
But I think that's me. Like that is what I love.
Totally, and
love her.
Kirsty, what's your favourite makeup products?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I am a big NARS lover. NARS, if I had to choose a brand, I'd say NARS or Dior or Charlotte Tilbury. They're my top 3. But NARS, like foundation, NARS foundation's like I love it so much. Especially because I've used it weddings, pageants. I just know it lasts long, doesn't budge. Great colour selection. Like, I mean, I am the palest of the palest. Casper the Ghost and I'm like the number 1 lightest shade, and it's like perfect for me because I used to always struggle as well with like having a pale foundation, but it was always very yellow undertoned, and I'm like, no, I need like pink undertone. So yeah, NARS foundation is probably up there, and then what else?
I was going to play devil's advocate about something. So obviously you're saying about luxury products, right? And we know that like in some labs, some Superdrug products are made, or commercial, commercial, like mass market products, shall we say. Do you think there's any like mass market product out there that does the same job as a luxury brand?
Well, if I had to say the one product that I still use, and it's actually in my kit, I mean, that's what I'm saying, my kit is like high-end products, but there's always one drugstore product that you'll find, and it's a L'Oreal telescopic mascara.
Oh.
I feel like I have tried every mascara known to mankind, from Chanel, Dior, Charlotte Tilbury, everything. And that L'Oreal telescopic, it does the job. The brush is great. It coats every lash individually. It's not even waterproof, and that's the thing. Like, no, I don't even know if my brides know it. I use it on them. They will cry. Doesn't budge. Does not budge. It is my favourite.
Send us L'Oreal, the telescopic mascara.
L'Oreal telescopic mascara is my die-hard mascara. Yep. That's my favourite.
Interesting.
Doesn't smudge. Just, it does the job. Love it.
I need a new mascara. I think I should march to bits.
I know. Silver tube one. Silver tube. I've been using it for years on end.
And do you have any tips for success in your journey? So like going from basically starting out with no clients, charging $5 per face, to where you are now. Is there any like top tips for success you would give? Other than what we've said, obviously.
Yeah.
Say yes to everything.
I know. Literally, say yes to everything.
Well, it's been safe, people, obviously. But that's important to know.
Yes to certain things.
That's kind of got me into trouble before that, yes to everything.
Oh gosh. Again, I feel like just keep practicing your craft. I feel like if you get too confident and think that's it, I've learned everything.
No.
I don't think you're going to get very far. I think you need to keep practicing what you love. And I would say consistency as well. Because, yeah, I do makeup nearly every day, every single week. And so I'm always doing it. I feel like if you have big breaks, you maybe are going to fall out of love and different things. What else?
You lose your confidence as well.
Yeah. And I feel like that's another big part, because like that I'm saying, when it was the eyeliner, I don't know how long I never done any winged eyeliner for, because I had no confidence for it. And then I just had to be like, Kirsty, I had to have a wee talk myself, like, you need to know how to do this. Yeah, ask people to recommend you as well if they love it. Word of mouth, get people to talk about it. Get on social media is probably a big thing. Like, let's be honest, makeup's a very visual thing, so people need to see your work. And I feel as well, which I can only speak for myself and what my clients have told me, is I think I try to mix a wee bit of my personal life with my business, because I think people like to know the face behind, like, I would say the brand of me. And people like to know that you're just a normal, I'm just a normal 28-year-old that still likes going out to buy food. That's what I like to do. Go to concerts, that's me. Yeah, I feel like people like to get to know you and just...
Yeah, they can just really see your personality instead of just a picture on social media. They can, really become to know you, even if they don't know you, but they really know who you are.
A lot of friends doing this, and like they come back all the time. And there's one client, a couple of clients now, to be fair, in particular, where I've done their 21st birthday makeup. I've then done their engagement party. I've done their wedding. I've done their baby shower. Then they've had like a newborn shoot. And it's so nice to have went through like life with people, because they trust you and then they tell you their life stories. And I love it. I love getting to know my clients. That is a big part of my job, that I love the social aspect of, not that you're nosy, but it's a wee bit, but I love hearing people's lives. I love it.
But it's really, we have to say, makeup artist is a very, very hard job. You're on your feet all day. People think it's a very glam, and it's not. It's nothing like that, You're standing, as you said, from morning till evening, on your feet, under pressure as well, because if you do important, I don't know, shoots or models, you need to be on time always. It's difficult.
You need to be mentally drained, as we were saying before.
Yes.
Because you listen, the sore back, the sore legs, that's me all the time. All the time.
And you listen to people's problems all the time, because they just easily tell you absolutely everything. So you come home and you're so, mentally drained. Not to put you off to do makeup, absolutely, but it's hard work. It's hard work.
Oh, for sure. People always think, especially I think because I do some cool jobs, they're like, you're living the life, this is so glam. And I'm like, even to my boyfriend, I think he thought, I'm a makeup artist.
It's a stigma a little bit, isn't it?
I'm going to be the most glam person all the time. And I'm like, if people know me in real life, it's the people that do know me, I wear makeup 20% of the time, 80% I don't wear makeup, because I'm tired. As long as my clients look great, that's what I care about. If I'm going somewhere, an event, going out, then I'll make effort. But yeah, it's tiring, it's long. And that's what I'm saying. I learned the hard way in May this year. I ended up collapsing and fainting, and it was just due to stress. I knew myself. It's not a bad thing being too busy, but there's taking, yes, and then there's maybe...
Too much pressure?
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure. I was so busy. I hate saying no to people, and I'm like, of course I'll fit you in, it's fine. And it was just such a busy weekend. It was hot. I had a lot on in my family as well. My gran was in hospital. There was so much stuff, and I ended up just collapsing. Have to laugh a wee bit. I did collapse in the hospital, of all places.
Oh, great.
So, I mean...
Convenient, Kirsty.
Do you know what I'm saying? Of all places, right place, right time. But yeah, and so I got a wee wake-up call. I hadn't been eating right. That was the whole thing as well. I was so busy, like we do in this job. You drink water, like one glass, and that's it all day.
A full day,
and you're knackered.
Well, I know, this is what I do. And you see, as I just said...
but you don't need a lunch break, it's fine. I'll work through my lunch, I'll just put a client in
I
that
said
lunch.
to my employee recently, I said, you see, because of you, I only had that glass of water, because you make sure you bring that, and I drink it, because you're just into zone and you're working. But I think sometimes we need to learn to say no to certain clients. And I think it's okay. You may not agree with that, but I think sometimes it's okay to, changing a subject a little bit, to not to see a client if you feel is not the right client for you. That gives you bad energy, as 1000%. Giving you problems all the time. I don't think we should, it's just because she's a client or he's a client, we should continue having them. I think
we need respect.
I think, nicely just to say, I'm not going to see you anymore. Obviously just a nice way, and just to finish the cooperation.
1000%.
Do you agree, Roisin? Do you think sometimes it's good to do that?
I definitely do. With regards to saying no, for me, just in the start out position that I'm in, I would say I'm probably not in that position right now. I do still say yes to everything because I've left a corporate teaching makeup artistry role, and I've started my first year startup in business. So, but what I will say is, if somebody brings negative energy, if I feel like they're not, I do really struggle with that.
Same.
So I think it's definitely okay to say no. But I don't say no to business, but I say yes to the right aligned clients.
1000%. I've only, and again, that took me years to come, because everyone I'm quite a people pleaser. I want to make everybody happy. I'll say yes to everything. But then there comes a time when I've had a couple
you don't
of
have
clients,
to see everybody.
and there's just, I like to respect my client and I hope that they respect me back. But I've had a couple of times when I've had brides snap their fingers at me, call names to people, swear at you, you name it. Even when my papa passed away, somebody messaged me the day after and was like, why have you not replied to my message? And I was like, just give me a day. You know what I hate? Just give me one day, please.
I hate the question marks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. I can kill somebody for it.
But that's the thing. I know there's so many other makeup artists, hairdressers, everybody in this industry. We all get it. And that's because, I didn't help myself, and I still, to this day, I can't even say. I'll reply to people at God knows what time of the day because I hate letting them build up and then I get stressed and then I feel the pressure. They want a reply straight away. Even though I'm out with my family doing something, I'm like, I don't really have set working hours. And I think people know that. So, yeah.
They think they can just text you at 1 o'clock in the morning and expect you to answer back 1:05, you know?
Or it's only a busy...
I'm going to send you all as a question mark.
I know. Or it's only a busy Saturday.
No, but you're working. Sometimes I don't see my phone is in the staff room all day. Yeah. And you get all those, question mark. Oh, that's not for me.
It's when they're asking for an appointment on the Saturday.
I will reply, I promise.
And they want a reply the Saturday night and I'm like, what do you think I've been doing today? I'm like, I'm not sitting doing nothing.
So that's good. It doesn't happen to me. That's fine. So it's,
to be fair,
it's
very rare. I feel like I have a very good clientele and they understand now. But you do get the odd.
Yeah, you do get the odds. Yes.
But we're grateful for you all.
We love it. So keep me a job. I know. Rely on everyone to book me.
And Kirsty, do you feel like that way? Do you only have aligned clients then when you're saying your clientele base?
I feel like now, yes. I feel like, I feel like I don't tend to do a lot of teenagers and stuff. One, because I think a lot of them still love the really heavy, dramatic makeup and they know that's just not me. So I don't get a lot of the which is totally fine. So I think the people that choose to book me and come to me know for me and they know my style. And they're just on my wavelength and everyone's amazing. And that's as well, so say if they need to cancel their appointment, which is totally fine, they'll always message me and let me know in advance or want to rebook or make sure they give me the money or they just are very good that way. So I feel like I've got a good clientele now.
And before we go, how people can find you? If you can just give us your social media. We will link it below the video, but if you could just...
Of course, I am Kirsty Martin MUA on Instagram, TikTok. You'll find me on Facebook as well.
Oh, okay. TikToker.
We're trying.
Well, Kirsty, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was so lovely to have you and we totally appreciate you.
Anytime. Thank you. It's been fun.
Yes,
Good,
thank you.
Bye. I'm sorry I'm mentally drained. Bye.